start? Lavleesh?
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed participants, a very warm afternoon to everyone. My name is Porshmita, the head editor for the Forensic Wizard magazine, and joining me, Nikita from the PR team, are honored to be your guest, to be the host for today's event. We take the privilege to welcome you all to Budding Forensic Club's first ever virtual crime scene investigation competition. So, without a further ado, let's start with the spirit that brought us all here today. First, I would like to welcome our president, Milik Ahmed, to kindly introduce everyone about the club.
Good evening, everyone. I'm deeply honored to welcome you all to the virtual crime scene investigation competition organized by Budding Forensic Club. As the president of this esteemed organization, it brings me immense joy to extend a warm welcome to each participant joining us from the comfort of their homes. The Budding Forensic Club stands as a beacon of innovation and collaboration in the realm of forensic science. And it is with great pride that we embark on this journey together, transcending geographical boundaries through the wonders of technology. Our club, an offshoot of the renowned budding forensic expert, is committed to advancing the frontiers of forensic science and promoting its significance across the diverse segments of society. Through a, through a myriad of online platforms, we aim disseminate knowledge, spark curiosity, and inspire the next generation of forensic science. Today, mark the commencement of our inaugural event, the Virtual Crime Scene Investigation Competition. Despite the virtual landscape, the essence of this competition remains undiminished. Participants. Participants will be challenged to apply their expertise and problem solving skills in pre-allotted cases, showcasing the proficiency in forensic analysis and investigation techniques. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants for their enthusiasm and dedication in joining us for this event. Your participation is not only your participation not only demonstrate your passion for forensic science, but also reflects your commitment to excellence and innovation in the field. As we navigate through this virtual event, I encourage each of you to immerse yourself fully in the challenges ahead, leveraging your knowledge, skills, and creativity to unravel the mysteries of the crime scene. Remember, it is through collaborative efforts and relentless determination that we will leaving a lasting impact on the landscape of forensic science. In closing, I wish all the participants the very best in their endeavors during this competition. May you rise to the occasion, showcasing your expertise and passion for the forensic science. Let us seize this opportunity to learn, grow, and make meaningful contributions to our shared vision of a future enriched by the principle of truth and justice. Thank you. And let the competition begin.
Thank you, Milik. We believe, Milik is not just the president, but he's the driving force behind the club's success. Now I would like to call Asta Mahana, the event chair, to please instruct all our participants about the event and give an outline of the competition.
Thank you, Parishmita. Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome
to our esteemed guest, our dear ma'am, Shruti ma'am. About the event, as we all know, we are ready for the event, and I will share the guidelines with you. So, as the case studies have been distributed and the case studies have been given to all the team members, and I guess the report and the poster has been prepared by all of you. Let us now know about the guidelines for the presentation. So the presentations will be in the order. First, each group will present their posters in a sequence, starting from group 1, group 2, and followed by other groups. And then the individual presentations will be followed. Each team will be given 5-minute time slot for their presentations, in which they have to present their poster, which should include the introduction of their case study, the crime scene prepared by them, the final and the rough sketch, along with the conclusion, followed by which we will have a question and answer session, in which I request and I believe that all the teams will respond confidently and concisely to the judges' inquiries. So be prepared for an investigative approach. Also, I would like all the audience and the participants to show respect for other teams by being attentive during their presentations and refrain from any disruptions or distractions. Kindly listen to the judge's feedback very attentively for your future use. After this, you will also get a network opportunity to engage with the fellow participants, judges, and organizers to expand your forensic community connections. Thank you, best of luck, and may your investigative prowess shine on this exciting event.
Thank you, Astha, for updating everyone about the rules and regulations of the competition. I now call upon Swantana Jha, the PR head, to welcome our distinguished guest for today.
Good morning, everyone. A respected judge and dear participants. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you to Virtual Crime Scene Competition. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all gathered here today as we embark on this journey of talent, skill, and creativity. Before us, we have with us a esteemed judge, Dr. Shruti Gupta, HOD and Associate Professor in Institute of Road Traffic Education. Judges are the individuals who bring with us a wealth of experience, knowledge, and expertise in their respective fields. These judges have graciously accepted the responsibility of evaluating the performance and contribution of the participants. As we proceed with the event, I urge our participants to showcase their utmost dedication, passion, and genuinity in the endeavor. Thank you. Let's embark this journey together.
Thank you, Swantana. And ma'am, I sincerely express my gratitude for lending your expertise to this event. Out now, request Nikita and Abhinav to take over.
Thank you, ma'am. Before moving to the crime scene investigation, there is an instruction for the audience. If audience have any questions, they may put it in the chat box. Top 2 questions will be taken from each team, for each team. And now we would like to move towards the first team, and you may proceed with your presentation. Group 1, please present your presentation.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Sri Lakshmi Sanu, and my teammates are Arun Kumar, Surya, and Arun SL. So we are presenting the famous Tantur murder case. So this happened a while back in the year 1995 in Delhi. And on the night of 2nd July at around 11 p.m., a patrolling officer heard the cry of a woman, Anaru, calling out people screaming, Hotel mein aag lag gayi. So the officer noticed a boom of smoke spiraling and flames leaping out of the restaurant, Bagia, from the side of the kitchen. While on inspection, they found out that the fire was coming out of the tandoor, which is basically a big oven. Upon questioning, the restaurant manager, Mr. Keshav Kumar, told the officer that he's a worker of a Congress party, the Congress party, and he's burning his old posters, banners, and waste papers. And by then, his fellow officers they came and they noticed a foul and pungent smell emitting, which made the entire scene suspicious. So Mr. Keshav he went upstairs to see whether the fire has spread up, which is when the tandoor flamed up, causing the officers rush to the kitchen. And while dousing the fire, it revealed a torso of a female body aged between 25 to 30 years. So they detained Keshav and another suspect, Mr. Sushil Kumar, a former president of Delhi Youth Congress, who was present at the time, fled in his Maruti car. So according and you can see we have provided a rough sketch of the crime scene. And the fair sketch on the right side. So the torso, the body of the female victim was seen inside the oven, and due to the burns, the intestines were out. And you can see the wood and bamboo inside the oven to aid the flames of the fire. And the condition of the body was it is in a pugilistic attitude because of the burn, and one leg of the body was found burned up to the knee while the other leg was found burned up to the ankle, and the other hand was also burned up to the elbow. And also there were bones inside the the oven, the bones that were oozing out from the body. And her hair, some of the hair, it was in a knot, so some of the hair was not burnt, and a hair clip was present at the hair and in the hair. And also the teeth of the dead body was visible, and the body seemed to have of the age between 25 to 30 years. And as you can see, the fire caused the tiles of the wall to come out due to the heat. And you can see a tarpaulin which is present at the crime scene, and it has blood spots or blood stain. And then further, upon further inspection and the interrogation done on Keshav, a few more details came up, and they found the Maruti car of Mr. Sushil Kumar. And upon inspection, they found a blood stain on the dicky of the car, and there was some hair stuck on the back side of the front seat. Yeah. Sorry.
1 minute left.
1 minute left for your entire.
Okay. So you can see the dried blood stain on the dicky of the car and the hair stuck on the back of the front seat. And also we found the wristwatch inside the car. And then upon further interrogation, the police found the flat in which Mr. Sushil Kumar was residing. And this is the rough sketch of the first the primary crime scene. Upon investigation, they found out that this is the primary crime scene and the other two were the secondary crime scene. So here they found out blood stains on the mattress, and there was a lead bullet, along with 5 empty cartridge cases, which indicated the presence of firearm. And then they found a diary including some information regarding the relationship between the victim and the Okay.
Esteemed judges, you may now proceed with your questions for the team.
All right, Sri Lakshmi, the presentation was concise, I'd say. I have a little questions with you that what are the key elements in this case which bring out to the justice that you can just let me know in 2 points?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Right, I'm just
This one?
asking you, can you please come up with the key points of this case which brings up to the conclusion? And you can just mention the things in just 2 points.
Okay, so the crime scene consisted of bullets and empty fire cartridges, which indicated the involvement of a firearm, and which was not indicated in the first postmortem report, and so that they have to conduct another postmortem, which clearly shown 2 bullets inside the head and neck of the victim. So the Sushil Sharma, who was accused, was present at the crime scene while the body was burning, which indicated his clear involvement in the crime, and also the involvement of his fellow partner, Mr. Keshav Kumar.
All right. The people who are being the host of this program, I really wanted to know, do I supposed to tell them all the details and the markings based on which I have done the things, the assessment of them, or we supposed to do that thing at the later stage?
No,
Milet?
ma'am, we'll do this at the later stage. You can just ask
Done.
your questions if you have any.
All right, all right. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt,
Okay,
but
now
I would
I would
also like Sri Lakshmi to please tell us about the contribution done by all the team members in the making of the report and the poster so that we can mark them accordingly.
Okay, so the case details were collected by Mr. Arun SL, and the rough sketch and fair sketch was done by Arun Kumar R, but all the details of the crime scenes were collected all together. And the presentation, it's done by me, Sri Lakshmi, and the poster, entire poster is prepared by Surya R.
All right, thank you. We can move to the next team.
Now I would like to welcome our next team, as there has been no question from the audience. Group 2, Group 02, you could proceed with your presentation.
Nikita, can you please mention Group 2's participants' name?
Sorry. Good afternoon to one and all present here. We are Group 2. Our team consists of 4 members, Siddhi, Rajni, Aminul, and Yashashwa. In this team, Siddhi, that is me, has prepared the crime scene and report and will be presenting the introduction of the crime and the crime scene. Aminul has compiled the poster and will be explaining the report and giving the conclusion. Rajni has prepared the introduction and conclusion and will be helping Yashashwa in the Q&A round. And Yashashwa has compiled the sketch, fine and rough, and will be helping Rajni.
in the Q&A round. So we are students of Devbhoomi Uttarakhand University pursuing BSc for Honors Forensics, second sem, first year, and we are glad that you have given this opportunity to us. We are presenting Burari mass suicide case. So Burari mass suicide case consists of 11 victims. All of the 11 victims committed suicide in the in sector of Burari, Delhi, India. It was the Bhatia family, and the mastermind behind this case was Lalit Singh, which was the then head of the family, who was the son of the previous head of the family, Bhupal Singh. According to Lalit Singh, he used to see and hear Bhupal Singh, which was later mentioned that it was hallucination, and he had mentioned all of the incident in the diary. According to Lalit Singh, Bhupal Singh would come visit him after Bhupal Singh's death and tell him how to run the family and command him regarding everything. And about the case, on 28th July 2018, that is mentioned in the diary, Bhopal Singh had directed Lalit Singh to commit the Bad Puja, which was a ritual. In the ritual, they had to perform puja for the 11 days continuously, and on the 11th day, they had to commit a mass suicide, which was mentioned in the diary that Bhopal Singh would apparently come and save them. So they had to hang themselves from the iron ceiling in their resident, the Bhatia resident, and they had to wait for Bhopal Singh to come and save them. The iron ceiling had 10 dead bodies hanging, and one Narayani Devi, that was Bhopal Singh's wife, would be lying down because of her overweight. So she was lying down and was found partially hanged. So this is the introduction. I would request Yashashva of my team to kindly explain the sketch and final and rough sketch.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. So, Siddhi, can you share the screen for the sketch? Siddhi, sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but our three members are in the one place, and I am on the other side, so we have not.
We are already running in time, right? So I
Sorry
would
for the
request
interruption. Actually, we have some network issue. We'll be back shortly.
Yeah, here. Yeah, sketch. So, जो ये बुरारी फैमिली का बुरारी केस है, तो ये जो चंडावत फैमिली है, जिनको हम भाटिया फैमिली भी बोलते हैं, ये अपने पीछे सरनेम में भाटिया फैमिली लगाती थी। तो इनका जो इंसिडेंट प्लेस हुआ था, ये बुरारी वाली जगह में हुआ था, जो कि नॉर्थ साइड दिल्ली में है। तो इनकी जो बिल्डिंग है, ये 2 स्टोरी बिल्डिंग थी। तो जो इनका सुसाइड अटेम्प्ट था, ये सेकंड स्टोरी में हुआ। तो सेकंड स्टोरी में एज यू कैन सी, इनकी नीचे से मेन डोर था। मेन डोर से स्टेयर जा रही है ऊपर पे, फर्स्ट फ्लोर में। फर्स्ट फ्लोर से जो हमारी स्टेयर्स के बगल से है, हाउस मेन एंट्रेंस है, और मेन एंट्रेंस के बाद यहाँ 2 बेडरूम थे, 3 बेडरूम है। तो में जो इनका लिविंग एरिया है वहीं पर को ऊपर जो आयरन ग्रिल थी उसमें ये सब हैंग हुए मिले थे। और जो नारायणी देवी थी वो प्रेयर रूम जो मंदिर वाला कमरा था उसके बेड के कोने में मिली थी।
One minute left.
Rajni and Aminul, you can continue your summary.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Aminul, from group G02. I will be summarizing the report summary. After the ground investigation was completed, the crime branch had decided to go for a psychological autopsy in which a group of scientists and psychologists go into the mind of the dead individual in order to find out what had happened. It was Lalit who had psychosis and he was slowly transmitting it to his family member, making it a case of shared psychosis. This was why the family member had started believing Lalit blindly. It was discovered that the family had not planned to commit suicide. Instead, it was the circumstances that made them to do so. The crime branch had conducted the 3-year-old investigation, stating that Burai death case was neither a murder nor a suicide, as there was not foul play involved. It was specially an accidental that has taken place. By this, I would like to conclude. Thank you and have a nice day.
Esteemed judges, you may now proceed with your questions. Your team.
So, though the whole concept behind your presentation was not very fulfilled because there was a lot of discrepancies in connectivity and all. So, but still, I really wanted to know, there is only just one question, that can you please let me know what are the important evidences in this case which actually brought the conclusions of this mass suicide?
The main evidence that was found was the diary in which Lalit Singh has noted everything that, according to him, Bhupal Singh has commanded to him. In that, the whole Bat Puja, that is the mass suicide case, was also mentioned with dates. Also, CCTV footage was found on 28th of June, which showed that the family members were collecting some unusual things like telephone wires and other stuff for the hanging. Thank you.
All right, thank you, dear.
Now I would like to proceed with our group 3, that is G03, as there is no question from the audience side. Group 03, you may now proceed with your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible, ma'am?
You are.
Good afternoon, everyone. We, the group G03, we are going to explain Nirbhaya case. I would like to introduce my team, myself, Deve. With me are Harsh, Mahi, and Geeta. Today, we are going to talk on the Nirbhaya case. So, the meaning of the Nirbhaya means fearless. So, on the cold night of 16 December 2012, a 23 years old woman was brutally accused with a 6 gang rape in a moving bus in South Delhi. The victim name was Jayavati Singh, a 23 years woman old who was an physiotherapist intern who was medical student, was beaten, gang raped, tortured on 16 December 2012 in Munnar while she was traveling with her friend Arvind Pratap Pandey. The victim and the friend was returning home by watching the movie Life of Pi on the night of 16 December 2012. After watching the movie, they took an auto rickshaw till Munnar bus stand. They boarded in the bus Munnar from Dwarka at about 9:30 p.m. The bus was yellow lines and the words were written on Yadav written on the bus. There were total 6 members in the bus, including the bus driver. They all were drunken. Her friend became suspicious when the bus driver took the another route from the normal route and when he shut the door. Driver member asked them what were doing alone in such late hours. During the argument starts, Jayati Singh and his friend was beaten by the group of men. The the friend of victim was beaten by the iron rod. After that, the men dragged the victim to the back of the bus and repeatedly raped her over and out the bus stop in the running bus itself. The juvenile attacker inserted iron rod into the private parts of the victim, pulling and ripping her intestine apart. After the attack, both of them were thrown out of the bus right at the side of the road. They both were found by the person passing by the road who were informed to Delhi police at around 11 p.m. After the Delhi police immediately took them to Safdarganj hospital, where the police found that she had only the 5% of her intestine left inside the body. She was taken to the Singapore Auntie Elizabeth Hospital, but on 29 December, she left her soul and died. The 6 attackers were the Ram Singh, Mukesh Singh, Akshay Thakur, Pawan Gupta, Vinesh Sharma, and one juvenile, Mohammad Afroz. In a statement, she said that she needs justice against the 6 attackers. On 21st December 2012, at India Gate and Raziana Hills in New Delhi, protests took place for the justice of Jayati Singh. Many protests were occurring all over India, cities like Bangalore and Kolkata. All members in the Nirbhaya rape case, including the juvenile, were convicted by the court. Ram Singh, the bus driver, committed suicide in Tilahar jail during the trial on the 2nd March 2013. Juvenile was given by maximum sentence of 3 years of jail. The evidence of this case were iron rod, CCTV footage, and DNA samples. I would like to introduce Mahi Sheikh, one of my teammates, for the further presentation. Mahi.
A very good afternoon to each and everyone over here. I'm Ms. Mahi Sheikh is here to explain the contribution regarding our Nirbhaya murder and gang rape case study. I have worked on the e-poster, whereas Geeta Gupta and Master Devin Dinesh Pawar has in the case study, and Master Harsh Surve has presented the sketches. Thank you. Is there any questions regarding our case study or the presentation? You can proceed further.
All right. My question towards you is, please let me know what is actually the category of the crime scene in this particular case. What we call it? You know, there is a various
Sorry,
types
but
of the
can you
crime scene.
repeat?
I'm asking, do you have an idea that we have a different types of the crime scenes, right? I'm asking which type of the
Yes.
crime scene is this?
The crime scene sketched in this presentation is regarding as the biggest evidence was the bus where Nirbhaya was raped brutally. The second photo represents the bus where a girl was raped, and whereas the third photo in which a boy is over there, it was the second victim of case study regarding the Nirbhaya case. And thus the evidences presented in this case study was CCTV, DNA samples, and the iron rod. That's what the sketch represents regarding the case study.
Okay, though my question was a little different, I want you, please let me know what type of crime scene it is. Do you know the types of the crime scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
This crime scene, the bus crime scene represents a crime scene of rape, and the crime scene represented regarding the victim to the boy. It was as he was stabbed with the iron rod.
I should reframe my question and let me ask you in this way. We have three different types of crime scenes, right? We have indoor, outdoor, mobile crime scene, right? In which category
Yes,
will you put this crime scene? Now you got the
yes, the
question?
rape. Yes, ma'am, I did. Sorry regarding the
It's
previous
okay.
question answers. The rape crime scene which is presented is a indoor crime scene of a bus, and the roadside crime scene where the Nirbhaya body was found, it was outdoor crime scene. Hello.
As there is no question from the audience side, we would like to proceed with our fourth team, that is G04. Kindly proceed with your presentation.
If group 4 is not present, we can proceed with our next team. Group 4 can present later.
Okay, ma'am. Since there is absence of group 4, we could proceed with our group 5, that is G05. You may proceed with your presentation.
Nikita, I would request you to please call out the names.
Okay, ma'am. Group 05, Ekta Mittal, Priya Dash, Mansa Negi, Mohammad Galib. They are presenting Pulwama blast case.
Okay, thank you. We have them on the screen.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so the suicide attack that killed more than 40 Indian soldiers in February was carried out by a young Kashmiri from Pulwama. So, good afternoon, everyone. This is Team G05, and I am Mansha Negi, who acted as the IO, along with my teammate Muhammad Galib, the evidence collector, Ekta Mittal, who was the report and documentation expert, and Priya Dash, who was the sketching expert. Me and Muhammad Galib will be presenting, and other two members will be in the question answer series as instructed. So, the Pulwama attack case. On 14 Feb, a call came to the Department of Police and Directorate of Forensic Sciences in Jammu region, the Pulwama city, informing of that an explosion occurred on the street of Pulwama. As the informer informed us that two cars following the army truck containing 40 CRPF personnel was residing and moving towards their bunkers, an attack happened. So, after reaching the crime scene, we recorded that there was a mass explosion occurred, and it was to be checked that was it really a bombing case or a terrorist attack. After reaching, we secured the site and started to interrogate about the whole scene from the eyewitnesses. Afterward, we started collecting the evidences and hence proceeded to the forensic laboratory. So the main points about the Pulwama attack are: the attack killed 40 Indian Central Reserve Police Force personnel as well as the perpetrator, who was Adil Ahmad Dar, who was a local Kashmiri youth from the Pulwama district. And the responsibility of the attack was claimed by the Pakistani-based Islamist terrorist group Jaish-e-Mohammed. India blamed neighboring Pakistan for the attack, and while later condemned the attack and denied having any connections to it. And the attack dealt a severe blow to India-Pakistan relations, consequently resulting in the 2019 Pakistani military standoff. Subsequently, Indian investigation identified 19 accused. By August 2021, the main accused, along with the 6 others, had been killed and 7 had been arrested. And basically, the location of the attack was Lethapura, Pulwama district, Jammu and Kashmir. The target was Central Reserve Police Force security personnel. Attack type, it was suicide attack, a car bombing. Or we can say it was a suicide bombing case. And assailant was the Adil Ahmad Dar. Now, we can see the evidences found and their analysis. So, the explosive residues. Those could include the remnants of the explosive device used in the attack, such as RDX or other high-grade explosives. Next, we have debris analysis. Collected debris from the blast site, including the fragments of the explosive device, vehicle parts, and other materials scattered by the explosion. Blast pattern analysis. Forensic experts would have studied the blast pattern at the scene to understand the direction and the force of the explosion. Next, we have ballistic evidence. If the firearms would be used in the attack or during subsequent clashes with the security forces, ballistic evidence such as spent bullet casings, projectiles, and firearm residues would have been collected too. Next, we have DNA analysis. Human remains recovered from the blast site would undergo DNA analysis to identify the victims and, if possible, the perpetrators. Last, we have the digital forensics. In addition to physical evidence, investigator would have conducted digital forensics on electronic devices recovered from the suspect or the crime scene. Moving on to the crime scene report, we have the investigating officer, Mansha Negi,
1
and we
minute
have
left.
details of the IO.
1 minute
Then
left
we
for
have
your presentation.
okay, sir. We have case details. Then we have the evidences. Next, we have the sketching part. In the first we can see the fair sketch of the crime scene, and second is the second view sketch of the crime scene, and the last one is the handmade or the rough sketch of the crime scene. Thank you so much.
All right. First of all, I'll say you have given the presentation with the substantial details. I'll appreciate that. My question is, do you know what are the various types of sketches we supposed to do at the crime scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me know.
Ma'am, firstly, ma'am, whenever we enter the crime scene, ma'am, we create 2 types of sketch. One is the rough sketch, which is created by rough hand, like what we see visually. It is created on the crime scene. The next one is, ma'am, there are one, we have the bird eye view, which is created from the top. Ma'am, that comes under the fair sketch. Ma'am, sorry for the background noise. And ma'am, then we have the elevation or side view, ma'am, which is created in triangular view. Like, ma'am, that is what we have made it in our sketch. Ma'am, we created a triangular view, keeping one point as a main point and focusing on the crime scene.
Does these sketches do have any relevance related to these compass?
Ma'am, pardon, please.
Does these sketches have any relevance or connection with the compass, utilization of a compass?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, compass, ma'am, because we need to know the direction so that, ma'am, we can create the analysis and during the crime scene reconstruction. So, ma'am, we keep in mind to keep the directions, ma'am, that is through the use of compass. And ma'am, also we also do the measurements, like where the evidence were found. And
you said the measurements. Have you do you know do we have to mention the measurements or depict the measurements in any of the sketch or not?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we have to. Ma'am, in the fair
Yes,
sketch,
in which one?
ma'am, we mention
Okay.
the sketches, the details about the sketches, that is the compass, and also the measurements, like where the evidence were found, and the
But
main
I
crime
cannot
scene and
see
what
the
was the
same thing
main.
in your sketch. In your face sketch, I cannot see the details of that.
Ma'am, that we could not, because ma'am, firstly it was the ma'am, we have presented as the outdoor crime scene, and ma'am, and it was a open view, so ma'am, keeping the distance and measurement was not that possible for us.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All the participants and the teams are requested to submit their reports and sketches to the link that has been shared in WhatsApp group as well as in the chat box. And now we would, from now onwards, there would be a buzzer sound for the warning bell when it's 4 minutes of your presentation, and a final buzzer at the end when the time is up. Now I would like to call the group G06, Akash Sharma, Hriday Raghav, Vansh Rana, and Priyanka Datta. You may proceed with your presentation.
My team is going to present the case Hathras, a cross continent in which details are given by Hriday Raghav. Sketches are crime scene report was made by Vansh Rana and posted is made by Akash. Now Hriday is going to give us the case details. I will explain the sketches and Akash will going to explain the report.
Priyanka, I would interrupt only one thing. I guess there are 2 laptops where you are presently at the place, right? Please make sure that the other laptop should have mute. The sound should be mute because it's echoing and I cannot able to hear anything which you're saying.
Start now.
Yeah, you.
A very good afternoon. Today, my team is going to a Kars continent in which the case details are given by Hriday Raghav. Sketches are made by me and the crime scene report is prepared by Vansh Rana. The poster is compiled by Akash. Hriday is going to give us the case details. I will explain the report. Thank you.
Am I audible? Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Hriday Raghav, a bachelor student from Devbhoomi Uttarakhand University, Dehradun. Allow me to give insight about the case. On 14 September 2020, 9:30 am, a 19-year-old Dalit girl from Hathras district of UP was gang raped by 4 men, namely Sandeep, Lavkush, Ramu, Ravi, which belonged to the upper caste, that is Thakurs. The delayed in the FIR filing and evidence collection by the UP police delayed in delivering the justice to the victim. On 19 September 2020, despite victim's confirmation in 3 of her statements that she was gang raped and her throat was strangled, the police claimed it to be a fake news, and to hide the evidences, they cremated victim's body without her family's consent. On the evening of 29 September 2020, the victim died due to mutilations and fractures. The time when the news broke out in the nation, the CBI came into the field. They re-examined the case, subjected the accused named Sandeep to the BEOS test and acquitted him, who himself claimed him to be a friend of the victim. Accused Sandeep was acquitted under Section 304 and Section 32V SC/ST Act, which states the Dalit Victim Protection. Our case criticized the police for mishandling the investigation. Along with the section in which Sandeep was acquitted, there were other sections which was invoked, like Section 302 IPC, Section 376 IPC, Section 376A IPC, Section 376D IPC. Now I further would like to handle it to Akash Sharma for presenting the further.
So, am I audible? Hello. Hello.
Akash, you're audible. Please.
A very warm afternoon to each and one present here. I would like to take you to a ride to rough sketch and final sketch. The rough sketch we prepared on the crime of scene, which is basically a rough representation of the crime scene, which includes the victim's body, the drag mark, and the potential evidence which are on the crime scene. And the final sketch involves the signature of the IO, date, location, and the information about the crime scene, including the measurement of the crime scene. We have utilized the triangular method for the sketch preparation. And in triangular method, we basically imagine our two reference points and imaginarily connect them, and we measure the distance from point A, then from point B, and we prepare a sketch. Now I will brief you about the highlights of the case report. Upon arriving at the crime scene in Bolgari village, Hathras, Uttar Pradesh, investigators noted drag marks leading to the victim, indicating she was forcefully moved. The victim's dupatta was found strangled around her neck, potentially causing neck injuries, which was also the cause of death, which was noted in the postmortem report. The victim's tongue was cut out with visible signs of force on her body and a pool of blood nearby. Uttar Pradesh Additional Director General Prashant Kumar denied the rape allegation, which led to criticism arose in the country because the swab test was conducted after a week of the incident, which meant that there was very little chance of getting the semen traces. And the postmortem said that the death had been occurred due to the spine injury and the neck injuries due to the strangulation. The controversial cremation of the body in the middle of the night faced wildlife backlash. And after 2.5 years, the court convicted one of the four accused, Sandeep Sisodia, under the section of 304 of IPC, which says culpable homicide, not attempting to murder, and Schedule Caste Schedule Tribe Act provision under Section 3 Clause 2, sentencing him to imprisonment of life and 50,000 fine. But he was not found guilty of rape charges. That's it, man. Do you have any questions for us?
All right, Akash. The whole team, I would like to say, the way you have presented your case in the form of a poster, it is impressive. But I'm really sorry, the way the voice, that audibility of your case is little less, because I'm not able to get many of you who was supposed to do the presentation. So that is one of the fate on which there will be a little deduction for sure. But I really want to know that in the sketches you have mentioned one compass, right? Can you please let me know what is the use of that compass in the sketching?
Ma'am, basically when we create our sketch, we face to the north direction and we start the sketching because it's advised that to face on the north side.
Mm-hmm. All right. And I also wanted to know what is the modus operandi in this particular case. Can you please let me know? Do you know what is this modus operandi is all about?
Modus operandi basically means the mode of operation or the way the criminal has committed his crime. And in this case, it is seen that the accused has wrapped his dupatta, the victim's dupatta, around her neck and strangled her and dragged her to death.
All right. Thank you, Akash.
Thank you so much.
As there is no question from the audience, we would like to move forward with the seventh group, that is G07. I would like to invite Shubdeep Shah, Debayan Manik, Diya Chaudhary, Shubhankar Dev. Please proceed with your presentation.
Group 7, are you there?
We should proceed further.
Yes, sir. As there is group 7 is absent, so we would like to go forward with group 8, that is G08. I would like to call Aniket Verma, Rohan, Shivanshu, Tulajit. Please proceed with your presentation, group 7. Group 8, you may proceed with your presentation.
Can we call out the names of the group 8 people?
Okay, ma'am. Group 8, I would again like to call Aniket Verma, Rohan, Shivanshu, Tulajit. Please proceed with your presentation.
Nikita, I think group 8 is absent. Please proceed with the next group.
Okay, sir. Let's proceed with our next group, that is group 09. I would like to call Ahana Chakraborty, Shubha Samnatha, Yushi Gelot, Gaurav Singh. You guys may proceed with your presentation.
Excuse me, sorry to interrupt, but before our presentation, I just want to let you know that one of our friend is trying very hard to join Yushi through some other device because she is not present with us at this moment and she is unable to. So we are trying to solve this glitch for a long time. I even contacted Sir Lovely Gupta. So can you please at first help us with that, if possible? Excuse me.
Our technical team will look into the matter. You can continue with your presentation so that we do not run out of time.
Okay, fine. Is our poster visible? Excuse me.
No, your
Hello.
poster is not visible.
No.
Can someone please help us with this presentation? Is it visible now? Excuse me.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, we can start now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all host and other participant. I am Shubh of group code Z09, and my other participants are Gaurav Anand Singh, Ahana Chakravarti, and Yushi Galot. We got Nithari case for the presentation. So at first, in introduction, we can say that this case refers to a series of heinous crime involving the abduction, necrophilic rape, and murder of numerous children. This case actually 8 फरवरी 2005 को इस केस का पहला ऑफिशियल चीज शुरू होता है। रिम्पा हलदर 14 साल का बच्ची, उसके फादर ने एसएसपी के पास रिपोर्ट पहली बार सबमिट किया था। उसके पहले निठारी में जो लोकल थाना था, वहां के पुलिस के नेग्लिजेंस के कारण पिछले 3 सालों में कोई केस दर्ज ही नहीं हुआ। 25 अक्टूबर 2006 को यूपी गवर्नमेंट के प्रेशर से केस फाइनली रीओपन हुआ। ये रीओपन क्यों हुआ? क्योंकि हमारे केस के 2 मेन प्रिपेरेटर्स मुनिंदर सिंह पंढेर एंड सुरिंदर कोहली। मुनिंदर सिंह पंढेर को लोकल थाने के साथ रिलेशनशिप बहुत अच्छा था और लोकल थाने के पुलिस करप्ट थे। ये थे हमारे केस के लिमिटेशंस। 25 अक्टूबर केस रीओपन होने के बाद सामने वाले जो डंपिंग यार्ड या फिर ड्रेनेज सिस्टम था, वहां से बहुत सारा आधे लाश, बोन एंड स्कल के पार्ट्स मिले। 27 दिसंबर 2006 को मुनिंदर सिंह पंढेर और सुरिंदर कोहली को अरेस्ट कर लिया गया। 11 जनवरी 2007 को यूपी पुलिस के पास कोई ठोस सबूत ना होने के कारण गवर्नमेंट ने सीबीआई को केस ट्रांसफर कर दिया था। लेकिन सीबीआई भी 60 दिन के अरेस्ट के बाद भी कोई पुख्ता एविडेंस नहीं जुटा पाया। इसलिए 27 फरवरी 2007 में मजिस्ट्रेट के सामने कोहली का एक कन्फेशन हुआ, जिसके बाद ही असली खुलासा हुआ कि केस में एक्चुअली हुआ क्या था। कोहली ने उसके ओनर मुनिंदर सिंह पंढेर को बहुत सारे लड़कियों के साथ फिजिकल होते देखा था, इसलिए उनके दिमाग में भी फैंटासाइज हुआ था इस सेक्सुअल रिलेशनशिप के ऊपर। तो ये गांव के लोकल लड़कियों को ल्यूर करता और अपने घर बुलाता, फिर उसे मारकर उसके बॉडी के साथ, डेड बॉडी के साथ नेक्रोफिलिक रेप करने का अटेम्प्ट करता और उसके बाद उसे छोटे छोटे पीस में काटता। बाथटब में सीढ़ियों से बॉडी को ऊपर खींच के ले जाता और बाथटब में उसे छोटे छोटे टुकड़े में काटता। उसके बाद भी कुछ पार्ट्स ऐसे होते थे, जैसे कि सीने का पार्ट या फिर बाजू का पार्ट, वो किचन में ले जाके पकाता और खा लेता। बाकी जो बॉडी पार्ट्स बचा हुआ रहता, उसे डस्टबिन में या फिर पॉलीथीन पैकेट में ड्रेनेज में फेंक देता, कचरा समझकर। उसके दिमाग में इल्यूशंस और नेक्रोफिलिक साइकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर डेवलप होना शुरू ही हो गया था। डॉक्टर विनोद कुमार, जो चीफ मेडिकल सुपरिटेंडेंट थे 2007 में मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट के तहत, उन्होंने ये कहा था कि कोई भी केस दिन में हुआ था, हर एक केस सुबह 9 से दोपहर के 4 बजे तक हर एक मर्डर हुआ था, लेकिन किसी ने कोई अनयूजुअल चीज नोटिस ही नहीं किया। घर में जो माया रहती थी, उन्होंने भी कोई अनयूजुअल, कोई चिल्लाने की आवाज कुछ भी नोटिस नहीं किया। इसलिए डॉक्टर विनोद कुमार का ये शक था कि एक्चुअल में ये कोई ऑर्गन ट्रैफिकिंग का रैकेट का काम है, जो बहुत अच्छे से मैनिपुलेट कर सकता है और बहुत अच्छे से एग्जीक्यूट कर सकता है इस प्लान को। नोएडा पुलिस के इन्वेस्टिगेशन में ये ऑर्गन डोनेटिंग कब हो रहा है, कौन ऑर्गन रिसीव कर रहा है, ये एनालिटिक्स पढ़ के भी कोई चीज समझ में नहीं आया था उनको। अनक्लियर था कमिटमेंट उनका। मुनिंदर कोहली का सिग्नेचर मूव यही था, जो कि नार्को टेस्ट में सामने आया था। उनका सिग्नेचर मूव यही था कि बॉडी को ले जाता, खून करता, उसके बाद उस चीजों को खा लेता, कुछ बॉडी पार्ट्स को। सीबीआई के कोर्ट ने 2009 के फरवरी में सीबीआई कोर्ट डेथ सेंटेंस दे दिया था कोहली को। दिसंबर में दोनों को इलाहाबाद कोर्ट में फांसी सुना दिया गया था, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सेंटेंस के हिसाब से कोहली का फांसी तो हुआ था, कोहली का फांसी डिनाई हो गया था और मुनिंदर सिंह पंढेर को 7 साल की सजा सुना दिया गया था, और जो कि अब खुला घूम रहा है। तो यही केस था। कंक्लूजन में हमारे पास एक स्केचेस हैं, 2 स्केचेस हैं, एक रफ स्केचेस और एक फाइनल स्केचेस। क्या आप देख पा रहे हैं? हमने एक ग्रुप में सबमिट भी कर दिया था। तो अकॉर्डिंग टू द रफ स्केच आप देख सकते हैं कि सिस्टम
कि इस साइड में हमारा ड्रेनेज सिस्टम रहता था जहाँ पे बॉडी डंप किया जाता था।
और इस स्टेयरकेस के थ्रू बॉडी को घसीट के ऊपर लिया जाता था इस बाथटब में, और यहाँ ही चॉपिंग होता था बॉडी का छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स में, और बाकी जो मुनिंदर कोहली खा लेता था सुरिंदर कोहली खा लेता था उस पार्ट्स को ये इस किचन में पकाया जाता था, और बाकी जो रिमेनिंग बॉडी पार्ट्स था उस घर के बाहर ड्रेनेज सिस्टम में डिस्पोज कर दिया जाता था। थैंक यू
Time
फॉर
out.
लिसनिंग।
All right, I really appreciate the details which you have provided in this case, and it's more like you have covered almost every aspect related to it. I personally really wanted to know that when you do any kind of rough or fair sketching, right? What
Yes.
are the key elements related to the rough and what are the key elements related to the fair? Can you please let me know with that?
Yes, ma'am. A minute, please. Actually, here we are trying to explain the stairs, the kitchen, and the living room, and the couch, and the drainage area. These are our most key elements in this both rough and final sketch. In rough sketch, we were just trying to show the places where the things used to be done, like the bathtub and other areas. And in final sketch, we tried to show that exactly how these things were taken into consideration while the murder and other criminal offenses were done.
Okay, my next question is, can you please let me know
Yes.
which particular evidence has helped us in identifying the victim?
Ma'am, can you please repeat?
So, I'm asking, can you please let me know the particular evidence or evidences which helped us in identifying the victim?
So the findings of skulls and some clothes of the victims from the drainage area and half body parts above abdominal area were found in garbage area in plastics.
And the skulls were also found in wrapped in a polythene, which were the key elements for taking into consideration how many murders and as such were done. However, the clothes and other things which were related to the victims were then tested in forensic labs and were identified using DNA analysis, that how many and anthropometry, that how many victims were how many people were victim in this case, and they were identified as such.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything else, ma'am?
Thank you.
Okay,
Done.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I would like to invite our group 10, that is G10. The members of group 10 is Ayushka Sinha, Shrey Ahuja, Rimi Gupta, Zehna Hiba. Please present your presentation.
Is it visible, the presentation?
This is visible.
Just a second, there is a connectivity issue. We are just trying to rectify it. ऑडियो नहीं कनेक्ट हो रहा है तुम्हारे दो उनका.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Hello. Am I audible? Okay.
Yes, you are.
The 26th November of 2008, Mumbai faced one of the biggest terrorist attack of India. This is the case of 26/11 attack. Good evening, everyone. This is Ayushka from G10. My role in this project was drafting the poster, and I will start with the intro of the whole case. 10 terrorists, 6 places, 60 hours. The 26th of November attack occurring on November 26, 2008 saw 10 gunmen from the Lashkar-e-Taiba launch coordinates assault across Mumbai, India, targeting multiple locations including the Taj Mahal Palace, Oberoi Terrace Hotel, Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus Railway Station, and a Jewish community center. They left a trail of devastating and claimed the lives of 166 people, injuring hundreds more. I would like to invite Zenha Shiab, the informer of the case, to walk us through the story.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now I'm the informer. I'll be explaining the whole, an overview of the whole case. So from Karachi, a group of 10 people started their journey. They were traveling in a cargo ship. Then they hijacked a fisherman boat. Later on, they took 2 boats, in which one went to Cafe Parade and one went to Badwar Park. Now, the boat that reached the Cafe Parade, there were 6 people, out of which 2 went to Trident Hotel and 4 went to Taj Hotel. Later on, 2 people from Taj Hotel went to Leopold Cafe. Now, the next boat, which reached Badwar Park, containing 4 terrorists, 2 went to Nariman House and the other 2 first went to CST, then they went to Kama Hospital, then Tyabji Lane, then Metro Cinema, then Girgan Chowpatty, and in the end, Wadi Bundar. Now, the group 1, which went to CST, did an open fire. 58 were killed, 104 were injured. Then they reached Kama Hospital, open fire, 6 killed. Then in Tyabji Lane, 9 were killed. Then in the Metro Cinema, they carjacked a police vehicle, 6 policemen killed, 1 survived. Then they went to Girgan Chowpatty, where 1 terrorist, the leader Ismail Khan, was neutralized and 1 terrorist Ajmal Kasab was captured. Now the group number 2, including the terrorist Babar Imran and Nazir, arrived at Nariman house, gained the access to the building. Then the hostaged the Yogbe Orpes and forced to call the Israeli consulate. Now when they realized that it is not working, they took more hostages. Then one NSG was killed in the shootout with fire rockets and snipers. Then Commando Sandeep Sen came in close contact with a terrorist. Then Lieutenant escaped the gunfire through 2 grenades. 1 terrorist was killed, 5 hostages was found dead, and can confirm that terrorist was neutralized. That was happened in Nariman House. Now the group 3, which went to Trident Hotel, Abdur Rahman Chota and Fahadullah, they arrived at Trident Hotel. Then open fire में they killed 33 people. Then in the Oberoi wing, they again did open fire. 2 IEDs were exploded. Then they held hostages. And 8 Marco teams reached there and neutralized the situation. Now, group 4, which went to Taj Hotel, including Nasser, Hafiz, Shoaib, and Javed, they open fire में they killed 160 and 100 were injured. From there, 2 went to Leopold Cafe and 31 were killed, 104 were injured. Now, we are focusing on the CST crime scene, which my teammate will explain.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rimi Gupta, and in this team, I work to collect the information and drafting the report. As my teammate Ayushka already said, that multiple locations were targeted. One such location was Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminal Railway Station. Now, we went there as the investigating officer after we received the information. The information which we received was that at CST railway station at around 9:20 p.m., 2 elite suspects are firing using assault rifles at the citizens. When we reached the station, the elite suspects had already escaped, and the other team of police department and NSG commandos were following them. Reaching the site, first job was to look for the casualties and provide medical care. Around 58 people were dead and 104 were injured. Then the entire station and premises were checked for any unexploded IED and evidences. The evidences which we gathered from the CST were 2 assault rifles, 8 magazines, pistols, ammunitions, and hand grenades. These were later sent to the lab for examination and to find the link. The other evidences which we found were CCTV footages in which we can see who was later identified to be Ajmal Kasab, and in lower one we can see
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So after getting the CCTV images, we just formed a sequence of events like जो evidence हमारे पास थे और CCTV images के ऊपर. So this is the aerial view of the crime scene. If my cursor is visible, the first image. Second is the area through which the terrorists entered the crime scene. They were sitting on a cab, and then the cab left on the route which is mentioned in the third image. The cab had a bomb planted in it, which later blast after 1 hour. Then the arrowhead on the fourth image is a washroom where the terrorists entered one after the other and assembled their weapons and grenades. And in the fifth image is the direction in which they started open fire and they moved towards the platform number 1. And in the sixth image is the foot over bridge from where the terrorists took the exit and moved towards their next target to find a vehicle. But they were unable to find a vehicle, so they entered into the Kama hospital. In the aftermath, Kasab and Ismail head to the Kama hospital. 3 officers are killed in the confrontation. The terrorists hijack a jeep but are intercepted at Goregaon Chapati. And Ajmal Kasab was the lone surviving attacker who was captured and later executed. This was our poster on the 26/11 attack.
All right. First of all, I'll congratulate the whole team because this is a very vast case, and I was wondering how you will be compiling every certain details in this 5 minutes itself. But I congratulate you have done a wonderful job on that note because all the details you have mentioned, comprehensive details, are actually good enough. My question is, uh, what will or what it can be a proactive forensic science in these kind of cases? Can you come up with an answer?
Ma'am, like, what can you please explain the question a bit?
All right. What can be the precautionary measures which can be taken to avoid all these kind of incidences?
Like,
Did you find
ma'am,
any kind of loophole here itself, any negligence because of this
Yes.
whole
yes,
case
ma'am,
occurred?
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
If
When
I
the,
may,
yes, Rumi.
Shrey, go ahead.
So when the terrorists entered the port, a few people complained to the police that a group of people are entering, but they were ignored and no such action was taken. Also, when the fire began at the railway station, it was just ऐसे देखा गया था कि ये गैंग वॉर चल रही है एंड नॉट अ टेररिस्ट अटैक. सो उस टाइम पर फोर्सेस जो थी, ओनली पुलिस कांस्टेबल्स वर डिप्लॉयड एंड नॉट मतलब एज उसको टेररिस्ट अटैक की तरह से देखा नहीं जा रहा था. एंड बहुत टाइम लग गया था पता चलने में कि वो एक टेररिस्ट अटैक है, जब तक वो जो होटल था वहां पे पहुंचे थे. एंड वेपन्स जो थे, वॉशरूम्स में सीसीटीवी कैमरा का लूप होल होता है कि वहां पे आप नहीं लगा सकते हो, तो वहां पे उन्होंने बहुत इजीली वेपन्स असेंबल कर लिए थे अपने. एंड चेकिंग भी नहीं हुई थी उनके बैग्स की कि अगर वो एक्सप्लोजिव्स लेके जा रहे हैं. एंड स्टेशन के अंदर सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस का भी इशू था.
And I
Got it.
would like to add that satellite evidence phone call trace हुए थे, but it was ignored, and NSG late पहुंचे थे, and media fallout also. So commandos was also late. It is like also we should take precaution in these cases also.
Thank you.
Now we would like to proceed with our next team, that is
To interrupt, I
G11.
really wanted to know, sorry, the case which is being presented just now of 2611, what is the number of the team?
Group 10.
Group 10.
10. Thank you.
Okay, now we would like to proceed with our next team, that is G11, consisting of Vaibhav Kumar Rai, Vartika Mishra, Ritik Kant, Harsh Dihman. Please proceed with your presentation, Group 11.
Good morning, ma'am. This side Vartika Mishra with my fellow teammates Vaibhav Rai, Harsh Diman, and Ritik Kant. So today our case is DK Basu versus West Bengal, or we can say DK Basu and the custodial death case. Ma'am, please give us a second to present our poster. So, ma'am, is the screen visible of our poster?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to grab your attention towards the case, that is DK Basu and the custodial death case. So many of you might be knowing what is custodial death, but let me tell you, custodial death is a death that occurs while a person is in the custody of law enforcement officials or in a correlation facility. It can occur due to various causes such as the use of excessive force, neglect, or abuse by the authorities. In olden days, if we say, so custodial death was caused by the physical harming, but if we talk about the present days, it can also be occurred by the mental mental health problems. They were forced in many of the tortures. And then who was DK Vasu? So DK Vasu was the executive chairman of the legal aid services in West Bengal. a non-political organization, he addressed a letter to the Supreme Court of India, drawing the... Excuse me, ma'am, please give us a minute. He addressed a letter to the Supreme Court of India, drawing the court's attention to a piece of news published in various newspapers about deaths in police custody and the lockups. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Sorry to
There
disturb
is...
you. Sorry to disturb you. G11. If you are not ready for the presentation, please stop it here only. Don't take this thing lightly.
Sir, we are ready, but there are some disturbances over here in the next room that we are sitting. I'm sorry for the disturbance. Can I please start again? So, seriously taking this forward, who was D.K. Basu? D.K. Basu was the executive chairman of the Legal Aid Services in West Bengal. He was a non-political organization. He addressed a letter to the Supreme Court of India, drawing the court's attention to a piece of news published in various newspapers about deaths in police custody and the lockups. So during those days, various custodial deaths were happening and the articles were being published in the newspapers, and that this caught the attention of D.K. Basu. He took those newspaper articles and take them to the court. And then in the bench members in the court, we had Justice Kuldeep Singh and Justice Dr. A.S. Anand. So the articles which were involved in this case were Article 22(1) and the article number 22. So what Article 22 says is the person arrested should be informed as may be the ground of arrest and should not be denied the right to convent and the defendant. It was under the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 CRPC. The arrested person should have the right to be examined by the medical officer, and this was the article number 22 second. And when we further investigated about this case, we got to know the legal procedures which were taken and the decision that was being told by the Supreme Court officials. So I would like to grab your attention towards the preventive measures that were taken by the Supreme Court. The first one was the police personnel carrying out the arrest and handling the interrogation of the arrestee should be accurate, visible, and have the clear identification with the name tags and their designation. So the arrested person should know who is arresting him. And the second thing was the arrestee should prepare a memo at the time of arrest and should inform the arrested person about it, and this should have at least one witness during the time of the memo making. The arrestee should inform the well-being of the arrested person to at least one of his friends or relatives. And the fourth guideline was the time of the place arrest and the venue of custody of the arrested person should be known to his relatives or any of the friend. And the fifth guidelines, which was taken by the Supreme Court, was the person arrested must be aware of this right to have someone informed of his arrest or detention as soon as he is put under the arrest or is detained. The next step was the entry must be made in the diary at the place of detention regarding the arrest of the person, and the diary should also include the name of the person who is being next informed after the arrestee. If we carry forward about this, the arrestee should, whereso his request should be examined at the time of his arrest. The medical examiner can be of his own choice and it is his right. And the next one is related to this one, the previous point, that the medical examination should be trained by the doctor of his choice in every 48 hours during his detention in the custody. And then the copies of the all documents, including the memo of arrest referred above, should be sent to the Ilaka magistrate of his record. And then the 10th point is the arrestee may be permitted to meet his lawyer during the interrogation. And throughout the interrogation, it's his choice and no one can stop him in this. And the last point by the Supreme Court was the police control room should be provided at all district and state headquarters where information regarding the arrest, and the place of custody of the arrestee shall be communicated by the officers causing arrest within the 24 hours of effecting. And then, sir, if you can see, we have in our poster, we have the states with highest custodial deaths. And if we see the chart, we can see that Maharashtra have the highest custodial deaths with 30%. And then we have Gujarat with 24%. And then it's Bihar with 18%. And it's in the year 2021 to 2022. But when we measured these all things, these all states, their custodial deaths, we saw that the Maharashtra police was highly
Your time
torturous
is up.
among.
Please sum up.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry,
Please
what were
sum
you
up.
saying, sir? Sum up?
Please
Okay,
sum up
sir.
your
So,
presentation.
okay. So, in the conclusion of this, I would like to say that DK Basu case is regarded as the landmark case for the criminal jury presented. The guidelines laid down in the case has been incorporated in Criminal Procedure Code 1973 under the Code of Criminal Procedure Amendment Act in year 2008. Thank you, sir. I would like to end my presentation over here. If you have any questions, my fellow teammates can answer you.
I would like to know that, do you know what is the section related to the custodial death?
It's section 22, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any kind of amendment which we're talking about 2008, right? So what is that amendment which brought to this section? Can you please quote certain kind of details to it?
Sorry, ma'am, can you repeat?
I'm saying that you have quoted that amendment in this custodial death section was being reported in 2008, which you have just quoted in your presentation, right? So
Yes,
can you
ma'am.
please let me know what is that amendment point related to the section?
Okay, ma'am. Let me think about it. It was in section 167. The amendment states that accused can only be detained in police custody if they are first physically produced in the court. And then in section 46, the amendment states that the police officers still not touch the person of woman for making her arrest unless the circumstances otherwise require.
And the amendment state that if at time before the confession is recorded, the person appearing before the magistrate states that he will not willing to make that confession, the magistrate shall not authorize the detention of such person.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, may I please speak? If the team can give me permission. Ma'am, if I am allowed to speak, may I please speak?
Why not? Why not? Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right, so this is an announcement for group number 11 that you have been allowed to present your presentation and you have been also allowed to answer the questions being asked by the jury. Due to your unprofessional behavior and due to the sudden start even after a warning, the entire board has decided to disqualify the team and will not be assessed for the evaluation for the upcoming, the result. So it is requested to all the participants alongside that kindly please behave the discipline, please perform it well. You are here in front of a number of people coming here from all over India. So kindly behave the decorum.
Sorry, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience.
All right. So shall we proceed with the conference, please?
Now I would like to welcome our next team, that is G12, Rakesh S, Ananya Subramanian, Shan Chakraborty, and Riya Ghosh. Please present your presentation.
Good afternoon. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yeah.
let me know if my screen is visible or not.
It's visible.
I hope it's visible to all of you.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. So good afternoon to one and all present over here. So myself, Riya Ghosh from G12, and with my fellow mates Rakesh, Ananya, and we have been allotted with the case of Vallabhgarh daylight murder. And as the name suggests, Vallabhgarh, the incident took place in Vallabhgarh, which is a place in Haryana. So here we have depicted a case details which suggests that the perpetrators of the crime were the victim was a 20-year-old college student named Nikita Tomar. And the motive behind this was a forced abduction. And when the verdict came at last, they were charged with different sections, starting with 302, 366, 506, 120B, 34 of IPC, and also with section 25 of the Arms Act. And since we were given the opportunity to comment and give our opinion and findings of the case, so we are here to present it. And tracing back to 2018, it all started when Tausif came with a marriage proposal to Nikita, which she denied, and he forced Nikita to convert her religion to Islam. So at that time, Tausif kidnapped Nikita and confined her for 3 days. Nikita's family though filed a complaint to the police, but because of Tausif's family's political influence, it was later withdrawn. Then there was no point of communication for almost 2 years until the incident took place on 26 October 2020. So it was found from the CCTV footage that Nikita was found to be waiting outside her college campus, and 2 suspects were seen coming in car and then forcefully abducting her. On several resistance, finally one of the suspects shot her in the neck at a point blank range and escaped out from there, and she collapsed to death. In spite of number of passers-by present, no one did approach, and she finally met death in the hospital. So our team intervened into the case, and the 7S of crime scene investigation was done. Starting with the crime scene was secured. The potential witnesses who were also present over there, they were also separated to maintain their objectivity. And also simultaneously, the officer in charge, Ms. Ananya Subramanian, made the rough sketch which depicts the position of the victim and the suspects and in front of the college gate, and also the position of the CCTV camera that captured the whole incident. Coming to the final sketch, we have taken the baseline as the college ka wall and another baseline as the post, and we have used the rectangular measurement method, and we have allotted the measurements, and also we have given a legend for each of the abbreviation that has been used. After that, we inculcated the search pattern for grid method, using which we collected the evidences to ensure that none of the evidences were missed out. And also a preliminary walkthrough was being done at the crime scene to form a rough idea that what might have occurred in the crime scene. Then the evidences were collected and they were sent to the different units for further analysis. Now the evidence which were collected were the fingerprint on the gun. The gun here was the weapon that was being used for the murder, and the gunshot residue from the t-shirt of Tausif. And then we have the blood, then tire marks that was present on the crime scene, and the vehicle using which they eloped, and then the cloth fibers that was present in the driver's seats of the car. And then forensic examination of the victim's body, we also relied on the post-mortem findings. The CCTV footage also played a very important role, and obviously the phone recordings in which Tausif had a conversation with his uncle Azharuddin for providing him an unlicensed firearm, and on the day before the incident took place, he called numerous times to the victims, which suggested that it was not at all a spontaneous act, it was a pre-planned murder. And also the bullet that was recovered from the victim's body, it didn't have any exit wound, it was recovered from the body itself. It also played as an evidence. And at last, the eyewitness testimony, 60 witnesses' statements were collected and were taken into consideration. And the summary of our findings were that the fingerprints that were present on the gun were matched with the 10-digit fingerprints which were collected from the suspect, and it got matched. Then the blood droplets that were present on the shooter due to back spatter. As I mentioned here, she was shot at a very point blank range. So there was possibility of back spatter on the t-shirt, and hence the blood were also collected. the tire marks that was present in the crime scene, it was also matched with the car that was found in the premises of the suspect. The tire's width, tire size, and the cut and wear marks were also examined. And obviously the CCTV footage which captured the whole incident, it recorded the incident and gave us another crucial evidence. And obviously I mentioned the recovery of the bullet striation marks match with the firearm. So based on a comprehensive examination of the evidence, including the analysis of the CCTV footage, it was concluded that Tausif and Rahman were found to have been linked to the crime scene that has happened. And now I would like to share a part of my report as well. So here I have made an evidence table that shows the description of the evidences and location of from where those evidences were found out. And examination of each of these evidences, as I mentioned, how the fingerprint test was being done. It was being done through the cyanoacrylate fuming method since it was a non-porous surface. Coming to GSR, the samples were collected and they were treated with a weaker solution of sodium rhodizonate in distilled water, later which gives a pink color, and on exposure to dilute HCl, it gave a blue color that confirmed the presence of lead, which could have been the possible composition of the primer.
Your time is
And
up,
then,
please, Samav.
yeah, sure. And then we have further evidence analysis, as I have mentioned already in the report. And at last, I would like to say, based on all the analysis of evidences which are presented in the case and overall findings, we concluded that Tausif and Rahman were both linked to the crime scene. So that's all. Thank you. And also, the report was being made by me and Shan, one of my fellow men. Sketch was made by Ananya, and the poster was made by Rakesh, and the question and answer would be taken over by Ananya and Rakesh. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. I'm happy and congratulate all the members of your team that you have very comprehensively incorporated every single detail to it, because in these kind of presentations, we really require the things to be very, very peculiar and focused, right? So appreciable effort from you all. And the best part is that you have also shown the report, how you have done that thing. Though all the examinations of all the evidences should not be in a same one report, but I understand because it need to be presented, so you've compiled every certain thing in one report itself. My only question will be, above all the list which you have told about the evidences, can you please segregate them in terms of the direct evidences and the corroborative evidences? Can you do that? I hope I'm clear.
Yes, ma'am. No, I was waiting for my fellow mate to answer. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, under corroborative evidence, we can take consideration of the witness testimony, as it was a kind of supportive, and it kind of circumstantially added to that fact, not directly. And under direct evidence, we can take the fibers that were collected from the driver's seat, because it led to the presence of the suspect in the car that was being used in the to commit the murder, and then blood, and obviously the gun itself is the direct point of contact between the suspect and the victim, and the CCTV footage as well. And if I'm not wrong, then the phone call recordings also can be a corroborative evidence, because it somehow links to the that how the firearms were collected and from whom, and also the fact that happened before the incident, like how were the situations.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I would like to invite Videsh Kumar Mandal for his presentation. Hitesh, if you are in the meeting, kindly proceed with your presentation.
Please move to the next presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Now I would like to welcome Sulekha Pillania for her presentation.
I'm unable to see her in the meeting. We can move to the next one.
Sure, ma'am. Now I would like to welcome I03 Malika Arjuna Gonda for her presentation. Please proceed with your presentation.
Everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Please proceed.
I am Mallikarjun Goda, Biradar, researcher of Department of Criminology and Criminal Justice, Rani Chennammai University, Belgaum.
Nikita, I think he is not
Participant
in
is
the meeting.
okay, sir. Proceed with Anu. Let's proceed with our next participant, Rachna B. Soratar. Please proceed with your presentation. Rachna, please proceed with your presentation. Since they are absent, so we would like to move forward with our last participant of this event, Parth 105. You may go forward with your presentation.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I would like to present the case on. Hold a minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
So before I start with the case, I would like to quote some quotables about this. This case deals around with very controversial topic of how political pressure affects a criminal case. So in this case, I would like to say the justice was not provided. So we can say many people have overcome their belief that every time the justice will be provided. This was a case of highly political pressure, and though it was referred as a fast track case on the first day of court hearing, it took 2 years, and still no culprit was found. So it was this case is referred as Jyoti murder case from Hoshiarpur. On November 21st, 2012, a body of 24-year-old female was found on Sector 21, Hoshiarpur Road. The body was though identified as a female body, but the face or the head was brutally crushed under a tire. Though it was mentioned for the police that a tire is suspected to be of a truck's as its wide range, this case was not served well through the investigation. Two of the investigating officers were changed while the investigation. The first investigation states many things that were contradicting the second investigation and though over the court hearings. The major suspect was found to be MLA, was from Doon constituency of Himachal Pradesh. When the body was found on the crime scene, only 4 evidences were present: the purse, the victim itself, the bag, and a liquor bottle. Inside the bag, police found a visiting card that was belonging to the MLA, which was the first lead leading to the suspect. Though MLA, when the body was identified with the victim's identity card, which is shown in the poster, the family was informed. The family confronted that before the day the crime happened or the body was found, the lady called her family, told her about her relationships with the MLA and how it was pursuing. She concluded that her relationships was sexually, and MLA was married with another girl, though she was also parting MLA in money laundering and other things, which was later confronted after a year. The father of the deceased called in late testimonies. Here we can see the December 2012 Doon MLA Ram Kumar Chaudhary conducted a search. Ram Kumar Chaudhary's house was searched. The police findings in this case were the bank account statements of MLA as well, where though the girl was earning only 8,000 rupees a month, her banks were fulfilled with 20,000 or 30,000 rupees statements coming from the MLA itself. The postmortem clearly stated that the girl was strangulated first, then she was run over by a vehicle. Also, the victim was gone through abortion. The abortion leads to another role of this part, where the police found the abortion centers in the Hoshiarpur where the abortion was done. And though in the first investigation, police have mentioned that in the CCTV, it was cleared and the witnesses from the abortion center stated that MLA Ram Kumar was with the deceased, came through and helped her with the abortion processes. Later in the conclusion, when we see September 11, 2014, court has neglected many of the evidences. In this case, we can severely say that one statement that our court very obeys, that even though we leave 100 criminals, one innocent must not be punished. And this statement is used very in a wrong way in this case. Evidences that were not considered by the court was the mobile locations of mismatch. In the investigations, police have several times mentioned that mobile tower locations were the lead evidences leading to that. From the first investigation that was done by Ajay Kumar, investigation officer, he provided that the only direct evidence that was linking to the MLA was the mobile tower location. And later, when the second year came, when this investigation was done by Vijay Chaudhary, another investigation officer, he concluded that there were 4 other mentions of display. 4 other people were also at the same location at the crime scene at the same time, which were Paramjeet, Satpal, Gurmeet, Dharmpal. When the case investigation started, the truck driver was also mentioned. And later on, in this case, January 2013, after a year and more than a year, I would say, sorry, not more than a year, some months, Ram Kumar, that was the MLA, surrendered himself as he won the elections and he was not allowed to take the oath as a case was going on by that. So he surrendered himself in terms of getting bail, and though taking permissions from the court that he will be allowed to take the oath and become the MLA itself. He stated that yes, there were more people involved, who was a truck driver, who was more involved. There were total 11 suspects of this cases, including the MLA. Oh, excluding MLA. Then, when the case was later found out, court severely stated that a CCTV footage found from the abortion center was not played at the court due to some technical issues. Mobile tower locations, as I said, was not considered as indirect evidences, even though bank statements clearly stated that the deceased and the MLA had some relations. It was not considered at a point of more investigations, and after 2 years of considering the quotable fast track case, this case was dismissed with no convictions, and clearly they said the MLA and the other suspects are not accountable for any kind of debt. Though in this statement, as well as the father of the deceased stated that MLA even threatened him to kill. Also, he first tried to bribe him with 50 lakhs, but the fathers took on the case and stayed on the path of justice. Conclusion to this case, we can say on the last day when the conclusion was served on September 11, 2014, the MLA stated, the MLA took his words as thanks for the justice, and the father was totally deprived that no justice is served in power of politics and money. We can say that this case is totally controversial, as police could have done their work, but it was not considered. There is many statements covered under this case. Even if you find this case on internet, there are many sites having their own hypotheses, which are coming to other contents. This case was filed 4 times in the case, where 2 times itself was just for the bail of the MLA, which was denied. And we can say if the police has took the forensic role of forensic help in this case, the case would have served justice to the deceased, and no people would be considering that justice is not served in India. That was all for this case.
All right, Parth, being a single person who's presented this case, I appreciate that you have substantial details related to this case, which is appreciable. But still, I'll say the sketches are not the part of your case. You have
Yes, ma'am.
not mentioned it in your report. And my question to you is, what actually being the reason why this case is not reached to a certain conclusion? Is for, like, I'm just quoting the 2 things to you. You have to pick one. Is it related to the investigation, or is it related to the evidences which were there and that was not substantial enough to reach to a conclusion? What
Ma'am,
actually went on according to you?
Ma'am, though the conviction was not done on the basis of evidences, that evidences was not enough. But as we are mentioning in the case I've studied, that police has stated clearly that locations was there and evidences was presented, but later not submitted in the court. As we can also say that the CCTV footage, which was the prime evidence, saying that not even like for the diseasing or not even for killing the diseased, but as mentioning that he was with her, the footage was not played in the court. So on a public point of view, we can say that it was the investigation fault, but on a legal point of view, we are saying that yes, the evidences was not enough.
So ultimately, these 2 are linked with each other. You can say both the things are equally responsible in that way.
Yes,
Isn't
ma'am.
it? Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Those participants and teams who weren't present in the meeting earlier for their turn, if they are present now, they could proceed with their presentation if they are present. All right, if there are no presentations, there is an instruction for all the teams and individuals who have been participated. They can submit their reports and their posters on their link that has already been shared in the WhatsApp group and in the chat earlier.
Okay, thank you, Nikita. I would like to now request ma'am to please share a few words on today's event.
All right, thank you. Firstly, I would say I was little skeptical to be a part of this thing because I was thinking virtual is something where there is a huge problems related to the connectivity. But I really appreciate it's more than 80 to 90% of the teams which showed up and they have given the presentation in a very well manner. And undoubtedly, whenever we are presenting a case in the form of a presentation, it has some kind of key elements that need to be included. And I must appreciate that most of the teams, I'm quoting again, most of the teams has incorporated many of those key elements into their presentation. There were 2, 3 which are, I'll say, very nicely presented with substantial details and all. And for any presentation, I guess it's very important that we should have a timeline. We should have a basic structure. What are the important things linked to whether it's related to the photography, whether we are talking about the sketches, whether we are talking about the evidences and all. So in short, overall impact of all the presentations was good enough, and I really congratulate Milik and his whole team for organizing such a nice event and very nicely coordinated, I would say. So my experience being a judge in this event is very nice. I would be like taking some of the very essential parts, like having an experience that even the virtual event, which can be coordinated in a very well manner, can be a very successful event as well. So congratulations to the whole team who organized it and all the persons who have participated. Congratulations to them as well, because not just your own presentations give you and insights regarding the presentation aspects, regarding the case aspect, but I guess every person who has listened to some others' presentation has learned a lot as well. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your valuable words. Okay, the moment we all have been eagerly waiting for has arrived. It's now time to announce the winners of the competition. And for the same, I would now like to call our Vice President, Lavlish Gupta, to please announce our winners for today. Lavlish, to you.
All right, a very warm greeting to everyone again. So the winners for today's presentations are the members of Group 12, GO12. So many congratulations to the winners. And the runner-up for today's competition is Group 10. I would like to congratulate both the groups, and there is a surprise element from our team that the winning team will be getting a cash, a prize amount of 500 rupees, and the runner-up will be getting an amount of 250 rupees. Please present checks. I would request the team to please present the checks.
Divyendu, please present the check.
will be going to, provide them the money for the later on to the internet sources and go ahead with the talk. So this is the for the runner-up. So a very, very congratulations to all the team for their hard work. And now I would like to present a vote of thanks to the entire team. So being the Vice President of Budding Forensic Club, I deem a great honor and privilege to propose vote of thanks on behalf of the entire team of Budding Forensic Club on this enthusiastic event. First of all, I would like to extend my most sincere thanks to the Almighty God for making today's event a resounding success. Secondly, I have my deepest thanks towards Dr. Shruti Gupta ma'am for supporting us throughout the journey of this event. Your effective presence have added more stars into the day. Many thanks for your support and blessings and commitment for the team. Ma'am, I would like to present you a certificate of appreciation from the entire team of Budding Forensic Club. Dibindu, please share the certificate of appreciation to ma'am. And we are really, really honored, ma'am, for your presence. Thank you for your ultimate support to us.
It's my
Furthermore,
pleasure,
I would
dear.
like to extend, yeah, sure, ma'am. So furthermore, I would like to extend a vote of... Yeah, ma'am, please continue. Sorry for the disturbance.
No, not at all. I would really appreciate because there were some students who have approached me for this event, and I'm thankful because undoubtedly any learning process is a two-way. It's nothing like I am the teacher, so I will only be like giving some kind of points to my students so that they can learn and enhance their knowledge. But yes, of course, by being a judge here and just reviewed all the presentations given the students, give a lot of insights to me as well. So thank you. Thank you for letting me a part of this event. Thank you once again.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for your kind word. So now I ask to the entire team of Forensic Club, our president, Mr. Malik Ahmed, our host of the day, Porishmita Kutum, the general secretary, Ms. The organizing team, Miss Swantana Jha, the PR team had, the Bendu and Mishti, the core team leads, and all other co-members of the club. So for your ultimate efforts and your work day and night, the team has one more event at its great success. Finally, I would like to grab the opportunity to thank all the wonderful participants in the audience for believing in us and for participating and joining us in the very, very gratitude event of the Budding Forensic Club. I hope we continue to work like this and keep organizing such events in the future for the betterment and upliftments of the expert and students pursuing forensic sciences. Thank you to the entire team. Congratulations to the winners once again.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, everyone. Now I would like to welcome our public relations head, Ms. Swantana Jha, ma'am, for concluding this session with her closing remarks.
Okay, so as we draw the curtains on this remarkable event, I express my heartfelt gratitude and admiration with you. Today, we witnessed an extraordinary display of talent, creativity, and passion, all thanks to the dedication of our participants, the wisdom of our judges, and the support of our cherished attendees. To our esteemed judge, your commitment to fairness, your keen insights, and your unwavering dedication has been a truly guiding light for this event. Thank you so much for that. To our talented participants, your performance have been nothing sort of awe-inspiring. Each of you have poured your soul into the work, and that is really appreciable. At last, but certainly not the least, to our dear attendees, your presence here today has added immeasurable value to our event. Thank you once again. Have a good day.
Presence. All right. You may leave meeting now.